Hey there, hi there, ho there, listeners. You are tuning in to another episode of Too Tall to Handle with Daria and Jana.
Hi, guys. Welcome back.
Yeah, welcome back. We wanted to start this episode with some news. Jana is leaving us. She's moving to St. Augustine, Florida, but for better pastures and, a new life and a better job. I'm not bitter.
Not better pastures, just different pastures. I love my pasture here.
Yeah, tell us about it. What's going on?
So I got a really special job offer. If you've known me since the 8th grade, all I've ever wanted was a morning show, which is slightly ironic since I'm a terrible morning person. But
coffee and Diet Coke, girlfriend.
Coffee and Diet Coke. But I got offered the morning co-host position for a show in at WJXT. It's called River City Live. And I am super beyond excited, and even more excited because everyone that I've told has been like really excited for me. And, even all of my business partners were like jumping up and down for me, cheering for me. And, and it's hard, like, especially when you value and love the people that you're around so much. It was hard, but Chris had also accepted a position based out of St. Augustine a few months ago that was really like a dream job for him in a development company that is just wonderful in terms of their company culture. And so for this to kind of come along just a couple months later, it just made a lot of sense for us.
That's so amazing. And it also isn't goodbye, just see you later.
See you later.
Don't worry, listeners, we're still going to record.
Yes.
We are going to make it happen. So have no fear. Too Tall to Handle is here to stay.
100%. And It's actually kind of fun because now this gets to be just, a fun thing that I get to come back and do, and a great excuse to come back and visit.
And you all have to support Jana in her new job. Tune in every day from 11 to 12.
Oh, so that's the great thing is, it is like a morning show, but it's the like 11 to noon spot,
Perfect.
Which is great because actual morning shows, they start at like 5 in the morning. Right. So you have to be at the station at like 3.
No.
I'm like, wait a minute. That's when you go home from the club. That's no way to start your day at 3 a.m.
No.
So, but yeah.
Well, we're all really happy for you that you got your dream job.
I was telling Darren, I'm like, as I'm telling her, we're both just like cheering up, and she's like, no, it's great.
No, but if we can take anything from this, guys, it's follow your dreams. And that's exactly what Jana's doing. And I couldn't be happier. So,
well, thank you.
You're welcome.
I'm really excited. But yeah, River City Live, WJXT.
Yeah, your girls.
Make sure you guys have the link.
Well, okay, on top of that, so we had, a weekend.
Yeah, Mother's Day weekend. We got to celebrate all the mamas and the mama figures around.
Yes, and thanks to our mamas, we are here today. So I think I wanted to start, or I guess not start the episode, but I wanted to have this episode be about moms and how important they are to us. We're the reason why we're all here. They make the world go round. They are selfless. They are strong. They're, honestly, the most underpaid, undervalued job probably in the world.
Oh, for sure. I don't know if anybody ever saw that video, but they actually like set up video interviews with people, and they were like, okay, they kind of put like a vague job posting out there, and then the recruiter started going through. It's like, okay, the hours are pretty much unlimited. Like, just you're on call the whole time. You don't get in office or anything. You can work from home. You can work from home, but
no paid sick leave.
Yeah, no paid sick leave. We don't actually have a budget for any salary, so there's no actual money. I mean, and people were just like, why am I even on this call? And then they were like, oh, well, do you want to know the job title at least? And they were like, yeah. They were like, it's mother.
Wow.
And I was like, oh, and since they did it over Zoom and stuff like that, you saw these people's very genuine reactions. And I guarantee you, all those people that they kind of pulled that on, like, immediately went and called their mom. Because just in the amount of time that I know I spent on the court growing up or on the field or whatever, I know my mom spent twice that, like, making snacks for everybody, making goodie bags for everybody,
washing your dirty clothes,
washing
from sports,
stank
your stank
knee pads,
socks.
She used to. For some reason, we never could like figure out the shoe situation. She just had a bin of like extra like ballet and tennis shoes in the back of our car and like flip-flops, because inevitably like somebody would get in the car just not wearing shoes. Like, I don't know.
Brilliant.
I don't know why. Like we weren't like a shoes in the house kind of household. So like we were just barefoot and people just get in the car with no shoes on. I've done it to this day.
I'm glad you brought that up, because wearing shoes in your house is freaking disgusting, guys. I don't know how you do it. It just, like, you walk outside in your shoes, you can step in dog shit, God knows what, and then you wear your shoes in your house. I don't get it.
I mean, a lot of cultures like they just have like house shoes where you change as soon as you
That's
come in the
fine.
door. Yeah,
That's fine.
we have like flip flops. Like we like have like flip flops that we're around the house. We have like a basket of sandals.
That's totally fine. No dog shit on that. But I digress.
I don't know with the Fosters I have running around the house. You just
I know.
tread lightly.
I didn't mean to offend anybody who wears shoes in the house. That's just my hot take.
So if you go to Daria's house, take your damn shoes off. So why don't you kick us off and tell us about Mama Daria?
Mama Daria, her name is Teresa, and she's the most fabulous woman to ever roam the planet. She's 65 next week, and she looks like she's probably 35.
It's kind of unfair to the rest of us if you haven't seen her. Go check out her Instagram.
Super freak.
Super model is like what she looks like.
At Teresa Gogler is her Instagram, and you can have fun with that. But she grew up actually, with humble beginnings. And then she worked her way up to who she is now. And it's really inspiring. She has got everything she ever wanted out of life. Like she got it. And she's just brilliant in her own way. And since she's so beautiful, people think that she has no substance. And, they kind of write her off as just another pretty face. But she's actually really smart and really intelligent, has a great vocabulary. She's very resourceful. That's where I got it. She's just really truly an incredible human being. And she raised 5 children.
Man.
She had all 5 of us, I think maybe within like 8 years. And we never really had nannies, and our dad was working. So it was really all her.
Yeah.
Which is incredible. And I can't even believe that someone could do something like that. Like she's a superwoman in my eyes.
So what's her story? Like, what did she do kind of like before you guys? What did she do before she was a mom?
She was like a court reporter for a brief time.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I randomly was watching like a whole video on court reporting, and they have to memorize this like dictionary of shorthand.
Yeah.
And they were typing on this keyboard that looks like someone took a hammer to like a regular piano and just like chopped off like half the keys. Like it's very intense in like what they have to learn and memorize.
Yo, mom.
And no, I mean, that's to me, that's very impressive after I watched this video. Because for some reason I follow this court reporter on TikTok, and she was showing us around her keyboard, and there's nothing on it. They just have to know where everything is. And then they have to memorize all of these terms. Like this means murder, and this means judge, and this means convict, and this whatever, but they have to memorize all of those so that they can type it. And you're just staring at the judge like for hours on end. Like,
go mama.
Yeah. Go Mama Gogler. Go.
So smart. Yeah. So she did that. I think she was a secretary for a brief time. I think as a kid, she worked at a bakery, but other than that, she was mom. That was her full-time job, and she did a damn good job doing it.
Yeah.
And she was the cool mom too. Like, from Mean Girls.
Oh, she's the cool mom. Yeah.
She was the one with the martini glasses, the juicy sweatsuit.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah, she was super, super cool. And she had a really good way of being like our friend, but like sometimes laying down the law when she had to. But yeah, she was the best. And she's hot, and she's awesome. And it was, it wasn't, mom, if you're listening, it was not always easy growing up with a hot mom. Because I'm always compared to you. And in picture, it's hard to even a picture with her because she's always ready for a close-up.
I wouldn't sit by your mom. I'd be like, I don't even stand by you in picture. I'm just like, beat it to the end. I'm not standing by you.
I know. Yeah. Could be worse. But yeah,
But it's fine. I love having hot friends. I think it makes me hotter by association. Is kind of always my thought process.
If you have a hot mom, you go from an 8 to a 9.
It's like, she's only going to get better. Like,
yeah. No, moms are great. And she has always been like a big cheerleader of mine, probably my number one. And she's supportive of this podcast, which I really appreciate too. She always puts on her Facebook. She loves her Facebook and the Instagram and the Twitter.
Dude, my mom's Facebook friends are like way more hype than any like fan group anyone could ever come at. And they are like full paragraphs. Like my mom will share one thing about me. It's like, Jana was always such a stellar young lady. Like, it's not just like emojis. It is like, let me tell you how much we love you. And they're so supportive. I'm like, I'm here for it.
Moms support moms.
Moms support moms. And their mom friends are like, hype you up to no end.
Yes. And I love on Mother's Day seeing everyone's Mother's Day posts. I love seeing all like the throwback photos of their hot moms and bikinis, and
that's what I posted my
jeans. Oh, I think it's the coolest. Keep momming, you moms.
I love it. I did think it was funny how like some of the celebrities were talking about the different kinds of like Mother's Day treatment. And Kristen Bell was talking about how like, dads get to go and like golf and just kind of like screw off all day. And she's like, and then moms get to be served breakfast by a 3-year-old. That doesn't make any sense.
Oh my God, so true. Here's your like shitty piece of toast.
And I can only imagine because I was ferociously independent as a child. So I'm sure I made mom so many horrible breakfasts. And I'm sorry in advance because I always wanted to make the coffee because people were always like, don't let Jana make coffee because it's hot and she's a kid. And I was like, get lost. I can make coffee.
I'm a strong, independent kid and I can make coffee.
So I guarantee you it was like crunchy because we had the one with the perk and the ground coffee. And so I'm sure it was horrible. But mom, thank you for always drinking it.
Oh, well, enough about my mom. How was your mom growing up? Or tell us about Mama Angel.
So mom,
all
Angel,
5'10" of her, right?
Yep, 5'10". Always really amazed me because of how she was very, very similar to your mom. Like nothing was ever given to her. She grew up from very humble beginnings in Savannah, Georgia. And she is just like the epitome of like Southern hospitality and just a beautiful Southern belle. Always very, very in tune to like the needs and wants of others, which I don't know like how it came just so naturally to her. Like even before she was a mom, like I would hear stories like from her friends and, you know, just Jan was always the one that was like really big into showing up. And I think that is a lot to be said for somebody like, and I feel like Chris and I was trying to emulate that. Like there's a lot of traits that I look for in people, but something that's always been really special is that I have heard is people are like, we always know if the angels say they're going to be there, they're going to come. Because, you know, if somebody puts time and effort into a party or into a gathering or something, like it's important if you say you're going to be there to be there. And so that was always something very important is like, if we committed to something, whether it was sports, whether it was a party, whether it was a dinner, you know, whatever, like if we said we were going, like the angels were going. Okay. And my mom was just always very considerate of how other people felt with whatever we did. And, you know, she was just always very in tune with making sure we had any opportunity that we wanted. Even though I know now that I'm older, how much they sacrificed, you know, financially and in every other way to make sure that we had that. You know, as a kid, like you don't always know where things come from.
Right. And you just, you know, assume like, you know, it's just there.
It's just there. And, you know, and now that I'm older, like I know how much my parents struggled and sacrificed and cut and did to make sure that we could have those opportunities so that I, you know, was able to be the athlete that I became, you know, that I was able to be the person that I was. And my parents literally did like rock, paper, scissors to see who was going to stay home. It was because they just felt, you know, and every family is different. And I think it's important to respect that. Like every family dynamic is different. But my parents both felt that they wanted someone staying home. My dad was like, I don't care if it's me. I don't care if it's you. Like we're both smart people. We can both get good jobs, but somebody's staying home. And so they did rock, paper, scissors. My mom lost.
Oh my God.
Hope she doesn't regret losing.
Wait, like stay home, like not having a job or just staying home like that night? Like
no, staying home like to raise the kids. Like, because, you know, childcare, it was expensive then. It's outlandish now.
But I don't know anybody does it.
I have no idea.
It's
like
wild. Our society's like, have kids, but we're not going to help you have the kids. Right. Have a job, but we're not going to have anywhere for you to put the kids when you have a job.
Correct.
It's going to be not affordable. It's just this never ending cycle. It's wild.
It's vicious. And I can't quite wrap my head around it, but
yeah. And hats off to single moms, you know, who work, who take care of kids, who do it all. Hats off to you.
I think that's amazing. And so, you know, since she didn't have kind of like an office job or anything, mind you, before that, I literally found a newspaper article about her that they call her the Jan of all trades.
That's like, you could be the Jana of all trades.
Be the Jana of all trades. Yeah. But she, you know, she has had so many different careers. You know, she, first of all, is like a phenomenal bartender. Like if you ever want a good drink, like get my mom to make it for you.
But your mom has like a good party.
My mom can throw a party.
Rolodex of drinks.
Yes, yeah. My mom loves to throw a party. She loves like a themed sweater. Like, you know,
so fun.
Like there was literally like an armoire of just like all the themed sweaters. It was like time for the Easter sweater. Like I just remember like certain things like that. But she's an amazing hostess. And you know, growing up, she went to Georgia Tech and she studied like civil engineering, like is very smart and like loved chemistry and math and like all the things that make me want to like pull my eyelashes out one by one. She was just fascinated by. Wow. And but was also a model. She was like the first St. Pauli's girl.
Oh my God, my mom was a model too.
Oh, that's so
she
neat.
was a St. Pauli's girl.
Yeah.
Could we like Google that or no? Do you think?
I don't know if anything like exists.
Wait, was the bottle modeled after her? Is that what you mean? Like the girl on the bottle?
So she was like the promotional model that they hired to like see her out in the wild. And it was funny because she said the original St. Polly's girl had like these blue, like kind of fishnet tight looking things, and they couldn't actually find them in real life. So they drew them on her. And throughout the night, the ink like bled through the tights onto her legs. So she had like these fishnet patterns on her legs for like a couple days afterwards. But she did all
days before Amazon,
right? The day back in the day.
Wow.
You know, and she, you know, is amazingly gifted at like crafts and stuff like that. But she, you know, she also got her general contractor's license when she was like a stay-at-home mom. And so what we would do is we would like move into a home. My mom would flip it while my dad was building his insurance agency at the time. And that was how we kind of like, you know, grew as a family and like, you know, built our family financially. Was my dad was working
Wow.
all the time, all day, all the time. And then my mom would kind of do that at our house. But, you know, she got the contractor's license because she knew that, you know, it's not always most like
amazing.
Not always most honest business, especially like when you're a woman running a job site. And my favorite thing was always like when she'd have people come and give her quotes, you know, and they'd be like, oh, you need these whiz bangs and these bib bobs and da-da-da. And she would just very gracefully just kind of be like, okay, and da-da-da. And then she'd be like, okay, well, you know, if we need this kind of vaulting and and she would just like
she'd bitch slap them with
like the most
dick.
grace. And then I would just be like, yeah, like, you know, and, you know, it was always just like really interesting to watch. And I, you know, but, I remember that was always something like really cool is that I was like, my mom built this house.
Oh, that's so
like,
cool.
Not for nothing, but like my mom built this house.
Wow. Was that still your family home today?
Yep.
Wow.
The last house she did was where like all our family still lives. They bought like a crappy little cabin, but it was on the lake, and my mom loves the water and has always dreamed of being on the water, and so they got it.
It's amazing.
She built the whole thing.
Yeah, and something I want to touch on. You said that your parents really sacrificed a lot, you know, to provide for you guys. And I think that's something that, especially since, you know, we don't have kids, it's something that's really hard to grasp and imagine, giving up your, like, the way that you live your daily life, and you have to think of somebody else before your own needs, you know,
like with everything,
like every single day. Like, it doesn't matter if you're hungover, it doesn't matter if you're sick, it doesn't matter if you're tired. Like, there's someone who's relying on you, and you have to, give everything to that little child. Like, that's such a crazy, like, mind blow to me.
Yeah.
That, I mean, I'm excited for it, obviously, but it's just like so hard to imagine like life being so different.
I think it's just kind of wild. They let you, I mean, when you think about it, they just let you walk out of the hospital with a baby.
Yeah. No instructions.
For me to adopt a dog, I had to do a home visit. I had to do application. I had to give references.
Oh, weird.
I'll do sorts of stuff. But if I had a kid, I just get to roll home. Makes no sense to me. Doesn't make
it's
any
harder
sense.
to be a dog mom than a people
no
mom.
Sense.
Weird.
Makes no sense.
I never thought about it that way.
Like,
oh, and then being at the hospital and you push a baby out of you, I can't even. My mom did it 5 times.
No. My mom did it 3 times, and we were all 10-pound babies, and she never took an epidural.
That's badass.
And I was like, were they out? Like, why wouldn't you?
Why didn't she take the epidural? I'm just curious. She's just such a hard ass. She just wanted to.
First of all, my mom could get like a tattoo like in the middle of her forehead, and it wouldn't affect her.
Okay.
Like, has the highest pain tolerance of anybody I've ever seen. She was just very concerned. She was like, I didn't want anything affecting my awareness to like make sure I could have the baby the safest way possible. Oh. Whereas like me, if something happened,
of her time.
Good for her, because if it were me, I'd be like, knock me out, wake me up when it gets here.
Yeah,
I would be like, don't even sign me up for being here. Just
same.
I'd be like,
ooh.
And then my doctor would be like, we don't give you anesthesia for birth. Sorry, Jana. Like, I think I would just panic. I'd have a full on panic attack.
Yeah, just give me some Xanax, some booze. I don't know.
Like, I don't know
how I'd get through that.
I don't either.
Thanks, moms, for doing it. You make the world go round. And women have been doing it since the dawn of time, so they were doing it before.
I know. That's
with
wild.
nothing.
There was on that Anna Delvey thing. Remember where the reporters like
Anna Delvey,
where she was like, people squat in fields. I'm not special.
Yes. That was a good show. Did you watch the whole thing?
Oh yeah,
that was so good.
That was interesting.
I love that.
I mean, the whole like making a kid thing. I just think for me, I told Chris, I was like, if I ever had a kid, I would be the most insufferable human being, because anytime anyone tried to step to me about anything, I'd be like, I made life. What did you do?
True.
I would be.
You could hold that above everyone's heads for the rest of your life.
You couldn't tell me shit, because I would be like, what did you do? I made life.
I grew a human in me for 9 months and pushed it out of my vagina. What did you do?
What have you done? Like I would be
I guess that wouldn't work on another woman, but you
Yeah,
can,
I was
any
like,
man out there.
True. It wouldn't work on your mom. She'd be like, great, I did it 5 times. Talk to me
Oh
then.
my
Yeah.
Crazy.
But yeah. Oh yeah. If any guy ever tried to like step to me, I'd be like, I made a baby with my body and food.
Yes.
Okay. Beat it. Like do his ass.
You contributed only for like 1 second,
Yeah.
one time.
Yeah. But yeah, so I'm glad we got to shout out our moms,
I
and
know.
I hope everyone treasured your mom. But like, don't wait for Mother's Day. I know that it's like, you know, I saw on the Today Show, it's like the biggest day for flowers, the biggest day for phone calls and all this stuff. But like, call your mom,
Call your mom.
call your mom,
Love
call your dad,
mom.
call your grandma.
Yes. And you know what? Handmade cards go a long way with moms. Don't buy the one from Hallmark that just says like happy birthday mom or happy Mother's Day mom. Make one. Even if it's shitty, if your handwriting sucks, if you can't draw, I promise you that moms love a handmade card. It really like melts them.
Yeah. I was like, and give her, and don't give an appliance. What is your opinion on like giving appliances? We have like a very stark rule in my house on like appliance giving.
Is your rule no appliances?
My mom, like, I'm pretty sure would fire all of us if we showed up with some sort of appliance, unless she like specifically.
Yeah, so that's what I'm
requested
saying.
one.
If she wants, like for me, like right now, I would love a new blender. I actually would love a new like steak knife set. So I would be thrilled. But I think it just depends on the mom. I actually saw a really funny tweet recently where a mom requested like a filing cabinet because she was like an attorney. She needed like a new filing cabinet and the husband gave her a microwave instead. So she just put her files in the microwave in protest and let no one use the microwave until he bought her a filing cabinet like she wanted. So sometimes people just want a filing cabinet or
listening goes a long way.
Yes, it does.
Listening goes a long way.
I thought that was really funny, but
I love that.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind an
I
appliance.
was like,
That's my
was like-
stance.
I
If
was-
I
I
need
was
an
like-
appliance, I want the appliance.
I feel like that needs to like be like a house expense.
I know, but like when you give like someone like a vacuum, maybe that's where like we draw the line.
Yeah.
Let's,
Somebody gave me a hamper one time, and I was like,
yeah, like what are you trying to say?
and his rationale was like, oh well, I know you like sorting your clothes, and I was like, just because I don't throw everything in the washing machine like it is a smoothie, like does not mean just me sorting my colors from my whites is my like
Well,
hobby.
Listen up, y'all. Don't get Jana any appliances or else she's gonna cut your head off.
It's just an angel. It's an angel family rule. It's just none of that. We decided to do like a girls trip for my mom, like wherever she wanted to go.
Oh, is that what you got her for Mother's Day? Oh,
That was
that's so
our Mother's Day.
nice.
Our Mother's Day gift. And I was like, yeah, that was just because she's like, don't get me any more stuff. Like I got plenty of stuff. And I
Couldn't
get
agree
that.
more.
Yeah. I'm all about that. Like if anybody wants a gift for me, like I'm always like services or
Services, experiences, or like
Yeah.
even like food.
Mhm.
You don't need any more stuff laying around. I think that's
Yeah.
a good thing because usually like our moms, like they have everything. Like what can we get
Yeah.
them?
Yeah.
Yeah. Or just really like listen to them and be
Yeah.
in tune because no one wants, like the Bed Bath and Beyond basket of like stupid
Yes.
lotions. Like so unthoughtful. Be really, I guess, more thoughtful with your mom. She's always,
She's always thought of your ass.
she's always thought of you. The least you can do is get her something nice.
Yeah.
For
Well-
next year, obviously, since,
Or don't wait. Just get her
Yeah.
for next week.
the day after Mother's Day. Every day is Mother's Day.
Every day is Mother's Day. Yeah.
Yeah, I think, and also on your birthday, your mom should also be celebrated.
That's a good point.
Yeah, she's the one who actually birthed you, so you did nothing to deserve this day.
Oh, can I say one more thing about my mom?
Yeah, we each have one more thing about our mom, so
Okay.
go.
Okay, so my one more thing is the fact that I am obsessed with the fact that I am named after my mom.
Yeah, that's so cool, Jan and
And
Jana.
I'm the firstborn. Like, so I think she pulled like a Lorelai Gilmore situation. She was like, I made this, I'm naming it after me, which I really love.
Is that like why she did it? She had like no other
So,
reason to name.
well,
You her name?
So it was because my parents, like, they were like, if you would like to take your baby home, we need a name. Like, you can't, we're not releasing the child without a name. So my parents
They were like, Jan, oh.
no. So they had like this whole list, and apparently they were fighting because like originally I was supposed to be like David, and then I was supposed to be Savannah, and then they were like, she doesn't look like a Savannah. And I'm like, I probably looked like a wet potato. Like, what do you mean I didn't look like a Savannah?
So then your other sister looked like a Savannah.
Savannah apparently looked like the potato that looked like a Savannah. And it was like Victoria, but my mom didn't want people to call me Vicky. And then Charlotte, and she was like, no. So Velvet was like the main runner. I was going to be
Velvet?
because my mom loved the book National Velvet. It's about a horse.
Oh my God, like the material.
So I was going to be Velvet Christina Angel, Christina after Chrissy Everett, the tennis player, which I'm sure
That's
you know.
cool. Yeah.
But yeah, luckily Velvet
I
didn't,
can't
didn't
imagine
make
this
the cut.
being the Jana and Velvet show.
Too Tall to
That's
Handle.
wild.
With
You would've been
Daria
like-
and Velvet.
You would have been like the first, like, you know, like Apple was like the first like weird celebrity.
right. I know.
name.
Like if that happened these days, like no one would think twice.
Yeah.
You know. But
Oh my
Blanket,
goodness.
Apple, and Velvet. Like we just.
I'm
Yeah.
dead. I never knew that. That
I
is
was like,
wild.
oh yeah, fun fact. Yeah, I was almost named Velvet. It was like right up there.
That's
but
kind
then
of cool, actually.
But then she was just like they decided to name me after her,
Jana.
which I love.
That's so cool. What an interesting fun fact.
Yeah. Okay. So what's your last thing about it?
When I was born, I was actually switched at the hospital with another baby, which is crazy. And they gave my mom this baby. It had like a full head of dark hair and it looked like another race, honestly. And my mom was like, "This isn't my baby." And they told her, "Oh no, you're fine. You're crazy. It's just the drugs. Like, this is your baby." She was so adamant. She was like, "This is not my baby." And I think maybe a lesser woman would have just been like, "Okay, maybe I am crazy. Like, this is my baby." But she was adamant and fought to get me back. And what happens, they switched wristbands with me and another baby. The other family took me, no problem.
Oh.
The other family was about to leave with me, but which would have been so crazy too, because all my family looks so similar. So but yeah, she like fought to get me back, and she did.
Jeez.
I know.
Oh my gosh.
That stuff probably happens a lot more than we think. So any of you don't look like the rest of your family.
Okay,
Maybe
so-
you were switched at birth.
Okay, so here's what here's what I think you should do. I would, if it were me not hearing that story, I'm gonna have a Sharpie if I do ever have to give
Put a little mark.
and I'm gonna be like, this is mine. I'm gonna write my name on it. I'll be like, mine.
Yeah.
I made this.
Yeah, I mean, I hope, 30
Right on its
years
foot,
later, they
made by
have
Jana.
a streamlined, way to keep track of babies. But
Jeez.
I know so
They'll probably be like
wild.
microchipping the kids like in a couple years. All my dogs are microchipped.
What do you mean? They already did with the vaccines.
Just
kidding.
Man, with that.
Yuck, yuck, yuck. Well, with that, guys, long story short, moms rock, moms roll, moms make the world go round, and moms, we love you.
We love you, moms. Thanks for watching Too Tall to Handle.
Where the tall tribe comes to vibe.
We'll see you next time.
See ya, mamas.